And welcome to another episode of Primetime Makeover. I'm Michelle Akins, one of your hosts, and I am joined by my illustrious co-host today. I want to start calling you Dr. Lysandra, but this is Lysandra Lester, our panelist and co-host and friend, and Sheila Hopkins, our style manager, style guru. That's it. Style guru and also friend. I am very blessed to know a lot of amazing women, and many of us are in the prime of our lives. I do want to say, though, make friends from other generations, too, because they keep you spicy, don't they?
They do. Yes, they do. Yes. Let's
Make friends from other generations because we want to be well-rounded. So how are you as we talk about January 1st and starting a new year? How you all doing?
Doing fantastic. Ending the year well because I make that decision to end it well.
Because you made a decision. She didn't say she made a resolution. She said she made a decision.
And I'm intentional about feeling good and being good and bringing good energy. You know, I love good energy.
I love good energy. And so we are here to talk about January 1st. And it's a new year and the fireworks are going and everybody is saying this next year will be better than last year because this is what I'm going to do different. I am going to make an R word. And no, that R word is not reservation. It's resolution. I'm going to make a resolution. I am going to pick out some goal that is probably too big and apply myself to it for, according to statistics, about 2 weeks. That's right. Quit day in January is normally the second Friday in January when most people fall off on their resolutions. So let's talk about the mindset behind making resolutions and why we feel we need to make them rather than live intentional, choice-filled lives about how we want to show up. So I'm going to ask, are you all making any resolutions?
Absolutely not.
No?
Absolutely not.
When's the last time you made a resolution?
Probably about 20 years ago.
Really? Oh, you got the memo early.
Probably 20 years ago because I think that I understood to make a resolution means that I resolve to do something. And if I don't have a resolve to do something, then the resolution is just a wish dream, a pipe dream, that I threw out there. And like you mentioned, like those fireworks that start, at midnight, that fizzles out. Our resolutions are just like those fireworks that are big and bold and bright, and attractive in some way. But those they fizzle out. Those fireworks die down. The finale is over, and you go home.
Ooh, just like that.
Just like that. And so I stopped making resolutions probably about 20 years ago when I realized that I didn't have to wait for a date on the calendar, when I didn't have to wait for the conditions to be right because the conditions will never be right, when I didn't have to wait for the approval of people, when I didn't even have to wait for this unseen motivation that was just going to come out of nowhere for me, that I could make a decision. And a decision means that I'm dividing between, it means to cut through that size word. It means to cut through two options. I have an option to do this, or I have an option to do that. And so when I realized a resolution just meant I have to make a decision between two options, and I choose this option rather than this lofty goal that's probably going to fizzle out in 2 weeks. So I stopped making them.
So making a decision. How about you, Sheila?
So I don't know if I've ever made a resolution. If I have, I don't remember the last time. But I just show up. I'm an explorer. I like to explore new ventures, new things, new opportunities. And that's just how I live. And so I also don't like to have to show up at a certain time, at a certain place, and do a certain thing. I'm not that person. That's why I didn't join a sorority, because I don't want to go to a meeting every third week in the month. I don't want to do that. And so to make a resolution means I have to plan and I have to stick to this thing and I have to do it by a certain time. And that's just not me. I'm too free-spirited for that. So I don't make resolutions. I just show up in the new year and I'm excited about it and I'll go on about my business.
That's moving to your own rhythm.
It really
That's
is.
moving to your own rhythm. And when I think about resolutions, though, a lot of times they run along the same lines. I'm going to lose weight. We're going to have a dry January, and we're going to stop drinking. I'm going to be a nicer person. Very vague, by the way.
Yes, very.
Very vague. Maybe even intentionally so.
I'm not going to spend money.
I'm not going to spend. I'm going to save more. Yeah. And we have all of these ideas that come from some place where resolutions seem to be born. And I just thought about something when you were talking, Lysandra. You know what other resolutions they are? The ones they read at funerals.
Oh my goodness.
That just occurred to me. They are called resolutions.
Yeah.
Therefore, be it resolved that we're going to put a copy of this resolution in the archives of the church.
And I wonder if they do it. I wonder if they really do it.
Just like the other resolutions.
Just
like the resolutions we made.
I never understood what they were for. Just to put in the archives? And how long do you keep them?
And who reads them?
Right.
Who goes back and reads all the resolutions?
So they're just like the resolutions people make.
Exactly.
What happens to them?
It, right.
They just kind of disappear into the ether. And so, but at its core, when we talk about making resolutions, we're talking about usually some heart's desire to be better in an area. And so in the prime of our lives, I'm looking at you and asking you, what do you want to be better at? And why do you feel you need to wait until January 1st to start? Because we're living our best life. We all know. Well, no, I'm not saying we're living our best life. Everybody is not living their best lives. But we also know that tomorrow is not promised to any of us. So, what do you want to do, and why aren't you doing it? Is there something that you want to do that you haven't gotten around to yet?
I think there are things that I want to do that I haven't gotten around to yet, but it's not because I haven't made a resolution to do it. It is just like Sheila talked about being intentional. And so there are times when, my space and my energy is required for me to show up in these ways for me and for others. And so when I think about, what I want, it always goes back to being able to say, what do I have the capacity for? Capacity is very big. You have to understand your personal capacity. That's right. You have to understand what you're capable of giving and putting out at any moment in time, and then how you are replenishing that capacity. What things you do that bring that refreshing to your own self so that you can move in different spaces. So, because in the prime time, I might want something today and might not want that tomorrow. I might be completely locked in on something here today, and tomorrow nope, that's not. And so I need to be able to pivot, right? I need to be able to pivot. So what I'm finding out in the prime of life is it's all about making those adjustments. It's all about making those pivots. It's all about moving at your own rhythm, right? You get to move at your own rhythm. You get to move. And so if I make a resolution or if I decide, okay, I'm going to do this particular thing, that is what I'm deciding today. I'm going to need you to not hold me to that every day. I'm going to need you to not do that because I might not feel like that tomorrow. I might be on something completely different tomorrow. And so it's about being authentic, first to myself. People talk a lot about authenticity.
Oh, yes.
They talk a lot about being authentically you. But when you show up in the prime time of your life as authentically you, that's going to mean it's going to look different to people. And people may not know how to handle you or respond to you. But I'm not looking for that response. I'm looking for fulfillment.
That's good.
That's really good.
That's very good.
And when you talk about in the prime time of your life, So much time has been spent taking care of other people's needs, making sure that this is taken care of for that person and that's taken care of for this. When you resolve to take better care of yourself and be more intentional, as you said, it might rub some people the wrong way. And some of us aren't comfortable when somebody says, do it for me anyway. How do we dig that? I like the analogy of drawing a line in the sand. How do we draw that line and say, no, this is where I am now? And it may feel uncomfortable for you, but you're going to have to come on board or not.
Yeah. You do just that. You have to be intentional about saying no. No is a complete sentence.
Yes, it is.
You have to be true to yourself. That person may never understand where you are, but if this is where you are in your life at this time, then you have to move. You have to move on it. There are some things that I did want to do this year, but some things happened in my life, some illness, even some death in my family, where I had to put it on hold. But that does not mean I'm not going to wait until January. I can start tomorrow. I can start today. And sometimes it will make people think you are, oh, it's too soon. It's too early. She just passed. I'm experiencing that. She just passed. But life goes on.
That's right.
And you have to keep moving for you. Show up for you. We get into the prime of our lives where we don't have to show up for the children anymore. They're grown and gone. We don't show up for the husband anymore. He's there, and we do things for him, and we do things together. But it's really all about you. And so now you have to really be true to yourself and be true about that and just move forward. It's not going to be pretty for everybody, but if it's pretty to you, then do it.
I like that. And when you were talking about how you show up, I've been listening to an audiobook called Break Up, Don't Break Down. And the author talks about the 3 tests, and I can only remember 2 of them, prime time, whatever. But the 3 tests that when you wake up in the morning, he said, before you turn on any social media, look in the mirror and decide you're going to be the person that you can trust. I trust me with me. So first, I'm going to be trustworthy with me. And secondly, he talked about the backpack test. He said, if you put all of the opinions of people and the struggles and all of that in a backpack, how far could you go with all of that?
Not very.
Not very.
Not very.
Because it's weighty and it's heavy. And so rather than talking about resolutions, what I am going to do in the next year, how about we end this year by considering what you're most proud of? What did you accomplish this year? We know it's been a tough year for a lot of people, but what can you look in the mirror and say, you know what, this year I accomplished this. And it may not be a big deal to other people, but I'm really proud of that. You all want to share as we wrap, what are you most pleased with this year?
Wow. Okay. Lots of things happened this year.
Yes.
Lots of things happened. This was a big year transition for me. But I think what I'm most proud of, and it kind of happened yesterday, and it's not the thing that people think happened yesterday. Yes, a big milestone happened for me yesterday. But 2 of my adult children came to me at various times yesterday. And the way they spoke to me and how they poured into me, oh my God. I had one of my sons write me a letter. And it was I was crying all day yesterday because that was my, if you want to call it, resolution. The only resolution that I've ever really made was to be a great mom to my sons. And to have them to come back and pour into me the way that they did, that they are my motivation. They are my reasons why every day. And so when I made the decision to be a mom, because it was a decision, I could have chose differently. I could have done things differently. And I heard all the noise. I heard all the backlash. You having all these babies. I have 5, right? You having all these babies and, all of these things, right? But I'm like, I get to show up for them and I get to give them a different experience. And so that was my biggest resolution, and that is my legacy. And that is what, makes me smile. It makes me strive. It makes me drive for that. And that is what I'm most proud of this year, the way that I was able to experience what I sacrificed and what I poured into all of those years when it wasn't popular. When it wasn't popular to have a big family, when it wasn't popular to homeschool your children, when it wasn't popular because I didn't listen to the opinions of everybody else, I did what was authentically in my heart to do. And when you can show up for yourself that way, then you will always reap the benefits of that. You'll never be disappointed and you'll never regret it.
Girl.
That's really good. That is really good. I'm proud of you.
I'm proud of you. Oh, that's an amazing moment. And then to have those children, somebody, and that letter, I have a box full of letters in the top of my closet, that those things that our children say to us. Yeah. What, Sheila?
So my story is a little different. This has been a very challenging year for me. But the thing I'm proud of, I've been a caretaker for my husband this year and my sister, watching my sister wither away and then pass away from cancer 2 months ago. And to come out of that, and I'm still taking care of my husband, to come out of that with my sanity, I can still get up every day and make my bed as soon as I jump out of it and put on my makeup and dress up or put on my leggings and a T-shirt and go for my daily walk. I'm proud of that. Because there were days when I felt like I didn't even want to get out of bed or couldn't get out of bed, but I did it anyway. I'm very intentional about taking care of me. So to be able to take care of me in the midst, and it was a lot, y'all. It was a lot to take care of a 6'4", 200 and something, he'll be mad at this, pound husband who really can't drive or anything like that because of his illness. And then to take care of my sister, take her to doctor's appointments, take him to doctor's appointments. It was a lot. So I'm really proud that I was able to come out of that and still dress up and show up. I'm proud of that.
I'm proud of you too. Yes. Doing all of that for everyone else, and you still show up for yourself.
You have to.
Yes. Well, I started writing a story January 4th of, the infamous January 4th, because it was so stressful to me that I needed someplace else for my mind to play. And every now and then, I'm working, doing things, and I'd come back and I'd play a little bit more with the characters. Well, last year I realized, wait a minute, this is pretty good. So I finished my first full-length novel this year, and it is entitled 2200, A Story for the Times. So I'm proud of that. I'm also proud that I got to hold my first grandson and upended our whole lives.
Yes.
And so as we wrap for this year, this first few episodes of Primetime Makeover, I want you to look in the mirror and remind yourself, not of all the pain, not of all the heartaches that you may have had this year, but you did something great. And we've been so socialized that we don't always see it. You don't have to make a resolution to be better. Find what's better in you right now. Find your better sense and celebrate it. Happy New Year. Happy New Year, co-host.
Happy New Year.
You are loved.